Hi, this is Glenn with Freedom for Life Fitness, and today we're going to talk about anti-inflammatory diets. So first off, if you want to eat a lifestyle that is going to keep your inflammation at bay, there's certain things you want to incorporate and certain things you want to avoid. Let's go ahead and start with the things that you want to incorporate. Number one is fruits and veggies. Also, you want to eat healthy fats. Omega-3 or fish oil would be my number one choice. So eating things like salmon would be great. You can also take supplements. Other healthy fats include avocados, flaxseed, and olive oil. So you want to eat those healthier fats and stay away from those omega-6 fats like your seed oils, like soybean oil and canola oil. They're called the hateful eight. And I've done other videos where I talk about them, but you want to avoid them. And where do you find those negative things? In processed foods. So things that come from a package, things that have an ingredients list that's like this long, they usually have those soybean, canola, safflower, sunflower. Those are just a few of those eight that I mentioned that will create inflammation. So stay away from those. We also want to eat lean protein, so things like a chicken breast, turkey, and fish are excellent choices. We can also have herbs and spices. For example, turmeric is a great spice, and it's one of the best anti-inflammatory supplements that you can take to keep your inflammation at bay, as well as things like ginger and garlic as well. Also, drinking tea can be anti-inflammatory. So those are some things that you can do to keep your inflammation lower. We mentioned some of the things to avoid, but let's elaborate on that. What are some other things that we should avoid if we want to keep our inflammation at bay? And those are things like processed meats, fattier cuts of meats. Sugar is a biggie. White bread, white flour, things like that you should limit in your diet if you want to keep your inflammation at bay. Also, processed foods and excessive alcohol. So those are your biggies when it comes to things that will create inflammation. There's actually several types of diets that people go on that seem to be effective for keeping inflammation at bay. One, and the most popular, is the Mediterranean diet. Another is Whole30. And then, believe it or not, sometimes people find success following a keto or a carnivore type diet because they're cutting out all of those carbohydrates, especially sugars and breads and processed foods that we talked about. And many people who go on that notice a pretty quick decrease in their inflammation. Now, one quick thing about inflammation and really health in general, it's individualized. I'm not saying everybody who goes on those diets is going to see a radical change in their inflammation, but they might. So it's something to consider. You can also take tests that measure different markers to tell you what your inflammation levels are. They mainly look at your omega-6s versus your omega-3 levels. You want more omega-3s if possible, even though the ratio is almost always more omega-6 than omega-3s, but you want to keep that fairly narrow. So there are tests that you can take. So those are some things about anti-inflammatory diets, what you can do, what you should stay away from. This is Glenn, and we'll see you next time.
Thanks for watching. If you liked the video, give us a thumbs up below and subscribe to our channel as we'll be posting new videos each week.